Well, hey guys, here we are for February the 12th with my weekly wrap-up market minute. Quickly looking at things, just wanted to point out a few things. We're here at 32 new listings coming on and 26 sales. So we're starting to see the new listings outpace the sales, which means more property is coming on the market. Just so you're aware that the sort of two sides of the coin here that we're having. One is that we're starting to see a little bit of resistance from buyers as far as the price that they're going to. Now that won't show up until next week, but I can tell you we are starting to see some resistance. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is we've seen a few buyers coming up from the city who feel like Squamish is going to become the next West Van. Now, for those of us that don't want Squamish to become the next West Van, that's not a great thing, but they're referencing that people are going to choose to live here, that this is going to be the preferred place to live, and the distance from Vancouver is not going to be a problem for anybody. So we've got to kind of be cognizant of that there's this driving force that's saying Squamish is the place to be, and then there's the resistance from the current buyers that are out there. So this is the tug of war we're in right now. I think you're going to see a little bit of price changes as far as stabilization in prices as new property hits the market. So I'm going to go straight into the new sales for that purpose. Basically, if you look at the new sales, what you're going to see is the majority are single family homes that have sold. Then next would be apartments. But what's really sort of interesting is the first couple of apartments are selling slightly below the asking price. And when you get down into the houses, even with the higher prices, they're extremely close to the asking price, or in some cases above the asking price. The same thing occurs with the townhouses, but in the apartments it's less. Now, have a good look at this because next week I think it'll be interesting. But here we are starting with the sort of half duplexes and townhouses and single family homes above asking, at asking, slightly below asking, at asking, above asking. Above asking. This one was tremendously above the asking price. That was crazy. And then we've got here above asking, at asking, above asking, well above the asking on Ray Road, above asking on Checkmas. So you can see the trend is primarily above, at, or just marginally below the asking price. Now I think you're going to see next week when I do the same video that the prices are a little bit lower from the asking price. Might take a week to 2 weeks to show, but I think you're going to see that start to happen. Now, if we go back into the new listings, what we're starting to see in the new listings, and this is where you have to be careful. So new listings outpaced the old listings, or outpaced sales, which is showing more property coming on the market. But single family homes was fairly high, but so were apartment units and townhouses. Now, these are new properties, new developments that are coming on in this price point. Those are plus GST, so we also have to keep that in mind when we look at our stats. But then looking at from single family to the townhouses that are not brand new, you're not seeing as many of those coming on the market. So the question is, what is the new product going to do to the market? Is it going to saturate it a little bit, and are we going to see prices stabilize in that regard? A lot of new stuff has come on. Let's see where it takes us. Places like this Stone Mount at 925, that's setting a new bar for townhouses in Squamish to be listed over 900,000. So that's an interesting stat. We've got another townhouse here on Sky Ridge, which is a little bit more of an elite, but it'll probably sell over $1 million. So that's going to be an intriguing one to watch. This one already has an accepted offer on. That's the Megan Creek or Greenside Estates. Not sure which one it is. I always get the two mixed up. But you're looking at over $1 million. It already has an accepted offer on it. So we know that that's going to sell for over $1 million. And then you've got all the homes. All the homes are all listed above 1.3. These two down here, which are modular homes and sort of the single family smaller home on Mamquam. But your average home, we're now over 1.3 as the only listings, up to 2.4. So those are really pushing the envelope. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I think we're going to see stabilization in prices over the next 2 weeks. That doesn't mean we're not going to head higher as the government ramps up their push of housing prices, but that's the market wrap up right now. That's where we're at. I hope you guys find this helpful and informing, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.